600% a single year between 2016 to 2017. Last year, Juul accounted for 1 in 3 cigarette sales nationwide, more than any other brand. The CDC says that some have highly addictive levels of nicotine and they have kid-friendly flavors. Researchers say 74% of kids who are using Juul got the e-cigarettes from a retail store. The FDA has now seized over 1,000 documents from Juul's headquarters in San Francisco to investigate marketing efforts aimed at young people. The company admits that when it started out, it did a lot of social media promotion relating to youth, but says that was a mistake. Juul claims it is committed to preventing underage use. Last year, the government gave Juul orders to prove their efforts to stop kids from getting their devices.
In your morning checkup, stress from work and family can make it much tougher for a woman to get pregnant. A new study from Boston University finds that lifestyle pressures can cut a woman's chances of conceiving by 25%. Even women with no history of infertility were affected by daily stress during efforts to get pregnant.
At 5:46, more than 1/4 of Americans with health insurance have received a surprise medical bill. That's according to a new survey from Consumer Reports.
Not a good surprise either. Those healthcare charges can have huge consequences since medical bills can drag down your credit score. Consumer Reports has some important information to help you protect your finances. A 10-day hospital stay for a heart condition in 2016 left Bill Townsend with medical bills topping $130,000. The 59-year-old comic book store owner thought his insurance would cover most of it. But after months of trying to navigate the $76,000 gap between what his insurance would pay and what the hospital billed him, he was turned over to a collections agency. The first step to blowing up his credit.
Something I really don't like is uncertainty. And it was living with it 24/7. The idea that I don't know how this is going to end. Am I going to lose my business? Am I going to lose my house?
Medical debt can do major damage to your finances if you leave it unresolved.
New rules are trying to help. The 3 big credit agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, are now required to wait 180 days before putting an unpaid medical bill on your credit report. So if you're disputing a claim, let the hospital or doctor's office know you need more time to sort things out. And if the insurance company ultimately pays a bill, it has to be taken off your credit report.
And if the bad debt doesn't disappear, you're going to have to follow up with your healthcare provider to get proof of payment. And you might have to insist that the debt is removed from your credit report.
Bill Townsend ultimately hired a medical billing advocate to help him resolve his bill. It wasn't cheap, but it saved his sanity.
It's just like a great weight had been lifted off.
So help is important, and if you need help resolving medical billing problems, an organization called Patient Advocate Foundation can be a good resource. We put more information in the consumer section of our website, abc7chicago.com.
It can be a really frustrating process.
Oh, yes.
5:48 weather and traffic. Hey, Tracy.
And good morning. Starting with a look at the temperatures right now, 59 degrees in Huntley, 62 Joliet, 60 in Crown Point, East Chicago, Indiana right now at 61 degrees. So we are keeping the summer gear out around here today. We are looking at those high temperatures expected to reach the 80s. Can leave the umbrella at home unless you're going to be out really, really late. And I'm talking well after sunset because we'll have largely dry hours today. But as we get toward 9, 10 o'clock this evening, that's when most likely our chances for getting some showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms ramp up into the area. High temperatures around the region today. We're all in the 80s. Tomorrow, we're not. We are really going to see those temperatures, really big comparison between today and tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's highs are only going to be in the 50s and maybe low 60s at best. But we will see some sunshine. Ross?
We're still seeing construction issues on a lot of expressways. I wanted you to get a couple vantage points here. First off, this is our West Tower camera. It's showing you the Eisenhower. So the headlights coming at you, that's the inbound Ike. And it's backed up pretty well from Damon, most of the way down to the Jane Byrne interchange. Now, the Dan Ryan is also backing up into the Jane Byrne interchange. There you see it from our South Tower camera. And that hits the brakes at about 35th. So very heavy traffic there. They were doing a lot of overnight road work at the Byrne Circle. So maybe they made some changes in the configurations. I don't know. There's just a lot of traffic coming in on all of the expressways, including the Kennedy. The Kennedy is also backing up right at the Byrne Circle. But we also had an earlier problem on the Kennedy around Belmont in the express lanes. We thought it was a crash. Turned out it was a stall, and IDOT has already cleared it. So all the express lanes, both of them are open now. Should not be a big problem. So we're going to have another check of traffic. Tell you what's happening on on 355 because that road work goes until 7. It is causing a delay. Tanya and Terrell.
Thanks. Ross and Julia Roberts is taking her talents to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, she's starring in the series Homecoming.
You're worried about him?
Aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Ooh. Robert says that she loves TV but was waiting for the right role. Homecoming is a suspense drama in the style of Hitchcock. It's based on a podcast that Julia says she loves, and she admits that TV can actually be tougher to create than movies.
This was not for the faint of heart because the amount of memorization on a daily basis, I'm used to the kind of 6 or 8 pages a day. This was like 11 pages or 14 pages a day, and running up and downstairs and having a phone and a bag and a box.
Man, Homecoming debuts on Amazon Prime on November 2nd.
Time now is 5:51, and up next, which contestant got the boot on Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah, we'll check that out. Plus, just how much Hurricane Florence cost Delta Airlines. The numbers are out this morning.
And developments in the double shooting at a Walmart in Northwest Indiana.
But first, let's do this morning's Tech Bites. In today's Tech Bites, new gadgets from Microsoft.
The company introducing its Surface Pro 6, which it says is 67% faster than its predecessor. And the Surface Laptop 2 is powered by a new Intel processor. It has a keyboard designed to be silent. Models of each run about $900. Electric vehicles are dominating the Paris Motor Show.
European car makers want to be seen as technology leaders, but they also want to compete with Tesla. Jaguar, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen's Audi all debuted battery-powered SUVs. And if you've been longing for a llama emoji, your wish is about to be granted. Apple is releasing 70 new emojis.
And it's better. Other images include a bagel, a raccoon, and a bald person. Look at him there. Goodness, this is for you.
It's sort of like my twin brother.
Yeah.
But clearly from another mother.
Get him later this month.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Allstate.
A once in 500-year storm should happen every 500 years, right? Fact is, there have been 26 in the last decade. Allstate is adapting with drones to assess home damage sooner. And if a flying object damages your car, you can snap a photo and get your claim processed in hours, not days. Plus, Allstate can pay your claim in minutes. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
When it comes to food for your best friend, there's good, there's better, and then there's Blue Buffalo. Blue is made with wholesome ingredients, and real meat is always first. If you love them like family, feed them like family with Blue.
Emerge restored, replenished, fortified. Emerge every day with Emergency, packed with B vitamins, electrolytes, antioxidants, plus more vitamin C than 10 oranges. Why not feel this good every day? Emerge and see.
4 years ago, I voted for Bruce Rauner.
I admit it. I voted for Rauner.
I voted for Rauner.
That's not going to happen again.
He said he was going to shake things up, but he's just torn things apart.
736 days without a budget.
Wasting $1 billion.
Because he couldn't compromise.
Holding up funding for schools?
Trying to raise our property taxes.
Why on earth would we think it'd be any different?
Why would we do this for another 4 years?
Ashley Home Store's Columbus Day sale ends Monday. Don't miss introductory savings on Maine and Mason, our fresh take on classic farmhouse design. And for one final week, save up to 30%. Plus, this Saturday, get a free automatic wine opener with select purchases. Ashley Home Store.
Nobody represents me, and nobody represents you. They represent themselves.
I don't believe that we're getting additional value for the additional taxes that we're paying.
Rich, poor, Republican, Democrat, we're all the same when it comes to property taxes.
We're not going to be living in Illinois anymore, and it's due to the property taxes. It's bipartisan failure.
A group of independent property tax reform candidates are running to save your home. Go to SaveYourHomeNow.org to take up their fight just as they have taken up yours. You stay. The politicians go because they're the ones who suck. SaveYourHomeNow.org.
A Million Little Things is tear-jerking, heartstring pulling, one of the season's best new shows, and it's streaming now and on demand. Have those tissues handy.
Can you tear me off a tiny sheet?
A Million Little Things, new tonight on ABC.
5:55 to the live look there this morning. 59 degrees, a nice warm day coming up today. We're talking 80s. Tracy with more on that in just a bit. First, though, here's what's in the mix this morning. And a man has been charged in the double shooting at a Walmart in Hobart, Indiana.
That suspect is Alex Cordell Hughes. He's on the run and considered armed and dangerous. A man and his 9-year-old son were both critically injured in Sunday's shooting.
A lawyer for Christine Blasey Ford is accusing President Trump of engaging in a vicious attack on his client. At a political rally in Mississippi yesterday, President Trump suggested that Ford's account of being sexually assaulted at a high school party by Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is not credible. Just last week, he had praised her as being credible.
Delta Airlines says Hurricane Florence delivered a multi-million-dollar hit to its bottom line.
Yeah, the airline says canceled flights from last month's hurricane costed about $30 million. Delta also says it's dealing with fuel prices that have risen 35% last year. 5:56, another couple was sent home on Dancing with the Stars.
Danielle Umstead and her partner Artem were cut last night. The visually impaired alpine skier held back tears as she thanked her partner after their elimination. Umstead said it had been fun. She was the first ever blind contestant on Dancing with the Stars.
Apple is releasing 70 new emojis. They include a llama, a raccoon, a bagel, and a salt shaker. There are also more hair options, sports items, and animals.
Good.
Yeah. The company previewed some of what was to come back in July, sharing that a kangaroo, a lobster, a cupcake, and a mango were on the docket, as well as a mooncake and superheroes. They should be available later on this month when Apple releases a software upgrade.
Cool stuff. Time now is 5:56, and on the news at 6 o'clock, we like our burgers and our fries.
We do.
A new study shows how much Americans eat fast food. You may be surprised.
We'll see. The longest playoff game ever at Wrigley Field, how it ended for the Cubs after 13 innings. We're going to hear from the players and the fans.
You know it from that celebration. And we're learning more about this morning's breaking news. 3 people are rushed to the hospital after a police shooting near Chicago High School.
Luna is the proud sponsor of Closed Captioning.
Update your floors with Luna's $50 room sale. Visit Luna.com or call 773-202. Luna.
The funniest of all time. Tootsie, a new comedy musical in Chicago through October 14th only.
What is Huntington Learning Center? It's the Hello Honor Roll Center.
It's the Ready for the SAT
And ACT Center. It's the So Glad I Went Center.
Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
There's a flag on the play.
It's got to be holding.
Looks that window. It's Dude, you need new windows.
Right now at Feldco, save 50% on all windows with no money down and no interest for 1 year.
50% off windows and soon. Call now.
Quality windows, siding, and doors. Call 866 for Feldco.
Over 1 million of our loved ones are in nursing homes today. We hope and pray that they receive the best care. Unfortunately, too often that doesn't happen. Every day we receive calls from families heartbroken that their loved ones are suffering from severe bed sores or have broken bones after falling, as well as many other unexplained injuries. These are often caused by nursing home neglect or abuse, and it's devastating to your family. You only have a limited time to file a claim. Don't wait.
Call 1-312-701-2000.
The best ever. A modern-day classic. Tootsie. See the new comedy musical in Chicago through October 14th only. Breaking news now at 6. A shooting involving a police officer right near a high school on the southwest side. We're live at the scene.
Hey, live look outside. Might be cool out there right now, but get ready to shed some layers a little bit later on. Take it off as we head to the 80s.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 6 starts right now.
Top of the hour Wednesday morning. Hey, everybody, I'm Terrell Brown.
I was waiting for Hump Day.
Oh, Hump Day? Yes.
I'm Tanya Babich. Roz is just getting word of a breaking traffic situation. We're going to get to her in just a moment. But first, let's get on over to Tracy with the ABC 7 AccuWeather forecast.
And right now, weather problems, we don't have any. We just have partly to mostly cloudy skies around the area. 62 degrees currently in Joliet, 61 degrees right now, Cicero, Schaumburg at 61. We're at 61 at O'Hare, the lakefront, and out at Midway. Today, those temperatures are going to be going up and going up very quickly. Already by 10 o'clock in the morning, we should have temperatures into the 70s. It is going to become increasingly windy, and we're expecting highs today in the 80s. Now, the day will be dry, the daylight hours anyway, but well after sunset, most likely we will have some rain and possibly even a few storms coming into play. Much more on the forecast, but Roz, what is going on?
You know, we sent Chopper 7 over 355, actually Boughton Road at 355 in Bolingbrook. We were talking about that crash earlier this morning, and they got on site. It was still there. They actually had part of that intersection closed, and eastbound Boughton was not able to get on northbound 355. But moments before we went on the air, Murphy's Law, right? They cleared it all up, and everybody is getting through without any problems. So I'm happy to report that news. But we still have delays on 355 in the construction zone, and we'll talk about that in our next update. Tanya and Terrell.
Take the good news, Russ. Thanks, 601. Getting some more information about this breaking news we've been watching this morning. A Southwest Suburban police officer shot a suspect early this morning.
The shooting happened at 115th Pulaski in Chicago, right next to Marist High School. Jessica D'Onofrio is live there for us. Jess, were there any officers who were hurt?
We understand 2 officers were just taken to the hospital as a precaution. Their condition unknown, but it sounds like they are going to be okay from what we've been hearing out here on the scene. Now, police tell us that shots were fired by an Alsip police officer, and a 33-year-old man is now in the hospital, rushed there with a bullet wound to his shoulder. His condition this morning unknown. The shooting happened at 115th and Pulaski just after 2 o'clock this morning near Marist High School in the Mount Greenwood neighborhood. The area now blocked as police investigate, and it's unclear how school might be affected this morning. The Chicago Police Department is assisting because this is in their jurisdiction. Police say 2 Alsip police officers followed a suspicious car into Chicago. CPD says the driver of the car hit 2 squad cars, and that's when the officer opened fire, hitting the man in the shoulder. A witness was down the street with a friend when he saw it unfold, and a woman inside her apartment heard the shots.
We saw this cop pull over a car, and all of a sudden we hear pop, 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 like shots just going off like crazy. And then we see the cop just like go right around like real fast. And then we came down here and saw all the cops piling up.
I was in a deep sleep at like 2:35 this morning. I had heard 7 or 8 gunshots ring out.
What'd you think?
I didn't know what to think. I just saw a lot of police cars come after that.
Both officers were taken to an area hospital to be evaluated for any injuries, just as a precaution. As I mentioned earlier, police are now processing that suspicious car for evidence. They're also questioning some other people who may have been involved. Reporting live in Mount Greenwood, Jessica D'Onofrio, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Now it's time! The Colorado Rockies have gone.
So the Cubs fans, I know this is hard to watch over and over again. In case you didn't stay up late. The team lost in the 13th inning, the 13th of the wild card game against the Rockies, ending their playoff hopes. The Cubs did not go down there without a fight. Didn't get on the board until the 8th inning. Javi Baez got a double to tie the game at 1. This thing goes to extra innings, but a Rockies base hit in the 13th was all they needed to win. Joe Madden says the team is not losing sight of what they managed to accomplish.
And even though maybe the numbers offensively didn't match up, these guys put up 95 wins. That speaks to the heart of the player. That speaks to the attitude of the group.
Flip 9.
The Rockies now go to the National League Division Series against the Brewers in Milwaukee tomorrow.
Terrell, as you can imagine, this was not the ending that fans who stayed out late last night in Wrigleyville were hoping for. Of course, there is always a silver lining.
You know, you want to have some bad times in there to make sure you enjoy what good comes of it. So we'll get them next year. I just hope the Brewers lose.
The Cubs' Twitter account is keeping it classy, congratulating the Rockies and wishing them good luck in the NLDS. We'll hear more from the team and from fans, Terrell, in just 30 minutes.
It's on your 4 past the hour. The defense is expected to rest its case this morning in the Jason Van Dyke trial. Then the prosecution will call rebuttal witnesses. The Chicago officer testified for the first time yesterday. Van Dyke told his version of what happened the night he shot and killed Laquan McDonald.
He waved the knife from his lower right side upwards across his body towards my left shoulder.
And when he did that, what did you do, officer?
I shot him.
In cross-examination, prosecutors replayed the dash cam video of the shooting and asked Van Dyke if he could see McDonald raising the knife in that video. He answered, quote, "No, I don't." You can watch the trial live on our website. We'll have the latest on what's happening in court at 11 a.m. this morning.
Chicago police are still looking for the hit-and-run driver who left 3 people dead Monday night on the south side. Krishawn Turner and his 3-year-old son, Kabari, died in the crash along with Antonio Cohen. 3 other people were hurt, including Turner's 2-year-old daughter. Police say a surveillance camera showed the suspect running from the scene.
At 6:06, after several months, detectives in Kankakee County say that they have caught an online predator. Police say Martin Ballhorse used his cell phone to solicit someone who he thought was a 13-year-old girl from Virginia for sex. Turns out that teen was actually an undercover detective.
The deadline for the FBI investigation into Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is just 2 days away. Last night, President Trump mocked the testimony of Kavanaugh's accuser. The president imitated Dr. Christine Blasey Ford during a campaign rally in Mississippi.
I had 1 beer. Well, you think it was... Nope, there was 1 beer. Oh, good. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. Where is the place? I don't remember.
Just last week, President Trump called her a, quote, very credible witness. Lawyers for Dr. Ford yesterday wrote a letter to the director of the FBI. That letter says that they've received no response from anybody involved in the agency's investigation.
7 past the hour. Are you getting fast food for breakfast this morning? If so, sounds good too, doesn't it?
Wait.
Yeah, it does. If you are, you're part of a very large percentage of Americans. New numbers from the CDC show that more than 1/3 of adults in the U.S. eat fast food in any given day.
Any requests?
Yeah. I got a few, actually.
You like the Chick-fil-A in the morning.
The study also found that the more money you make, the more likely you are to eat at a fast food restaurant.
Really?
Yeah. CDC warns that fast food is often high in sodium and calories, and it's low in nutritional value.
Can't do it.
But often delicious, let me tell you. 7 past the
All
hour.
good.
Yeah, weather and traffic. Do what you got to do. Hey, Tracy.
Well, good morning. Well, you know what? I think many folks are going to opt to eat breakfast, lunch, maybe even dinner outside today. Temperatures, as we take a look at them right now, 61 degrees currently out at O'Hare, 61 at Midway, 61 degrees now at the lakefront. So all of our reporting stations, basically upper 50s, low 60s, although Pontiac, 68, Seneca, 66. That warmth is coming throughout the Chicago area today. So the summer attire, probably a good idea. Yeah, don't put it away just yet. The umbrella, you can leave at home unless you are going to be out and about very late this evening. And I'm talking well after the evening rush is done. But we do increase our rain chances here this evening. High temperatures today with increasing wind speeds coming out of the south, well into the 80s around here this afternoon. We're expecting those high temperatures tomorrow, though. Yeah, we're pretty much going to turn those numbers around. We go from 85 today to maybe 58 tomorrow, Russ.
We're seeing traffic building on all of the expressways. The Dan Ryan is exceptionally crowded from Pershing all the way into the Jane Byrne interchange, and it's between 25 and 30 minutes from 95th into downtown. As a matter of fact, your average travel times are going to be upwards of 30 minutes heading into the city, the northbound tri-state, filling in very quickly in that O'Hare corridor. And we're getting reports of a crash in the Joliet area on eastbound I-80 before Briggs. You can see that very heavy eastbound delay, and then we've got gapers on the westbound side. There could be lane blockage in both directions. We'll have all your travel times in our next traffic update. Tanya and Terrell.
All right, Roz, we'll see you then. 6:09, Chicago police are pouring officers into one north side neighborhood, hoping to find this man. Coming up, what we know about the suspect and 2 apparent random murders this week. Plus,
I woke up out of sleep and I was like delirious.
A Wisconsin man is revealing how he caught an infection from his dog, and that infection cost him his limbs. This story will blow your mind. Next.
Here's today's Wisconsin Wisconsin fall color conditions. For the full fall color report, visit travelwisconsin.com.
The Illinois gubernatorial debate live tonight at 6 p.m. on ABC7.
Getting rid of old furniture? It's difficult. Here's your options. You can drag it to the curb. That's embarrassing. You can sell it online.
Oh wow, you guys, that's very interesting. Being that's why you gotta be careful. You have people out here kissing their dogs and doing all kinds of things. They're not human. They're animals, and therefore they tend to the ground. Take my mom to tell you, they tend to the ground, and therefore you have to be very careful because you will get sick because their exchange of body fluids is not the same as your body fluid. So you have to be very, very, very careful with that. A lot of us have to understand that, and a lot of us humans, like I said, sex with animals, you will have the worst disease in the world. You guys, this is Josey Maybles in the morning. Amazing how things go about, of the day. You guys hear what's going on. And we'll get into the hits later on. I'll do another excerpt from that. So this is just giving you the local weather and some of the local news that's going on around town in Chicago. Yes, the Chicago Cubs, everybody. I didn't stay up late. I got me some sleep. And then they were still 1-1. I had on for a little bit, but went on to sleep because you got to get up for that morning. And I'm going to tell you, it is what it is when it comes to being able to deal with loss. I don't think this year was their year. They should have won against Milwaukee. They didn't. So obviously, it wasn't their year to go forward. But we're very proud of them. They had one heck of a good year. And we'll see them next year, right? Now we're focusing on the Chicago Bears, and the Bulls will be coming up pretty soon, shortly. And let's see what they're going to do. Meanwhile, you guys, enjoy your cup of coffee, get that fast food, and enjoy your day. And this is Josey Maybles in the morning.
Two Lockport Township High School students are charged with bringing a pellet gun to the homecoming dance on Monday night. Lockport police say the gun was not loaded.
Police in Indianapolis are looking for the person who made dozens of fake 911 calls in the past week.
Marion County 911, what is the location of your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. 15. I just shot my wife.
That's a recording of one of the 25 bogus calls dispatchers have received. Police say they believe all the calls are coming from the same man. They are urging people to never call 911 unless there's a real emergency.
The Secret Service intercepted a piece of mail that was addressed to President Trump, which contained a suspected poison. They're now investigating that envelope in connection with two other packages found at the Pentagon mail screening facility. Both tested positive for ricin. They were originally sent to Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis, along with the Navy's top officer.
At 6:13, the Wisconsin man who caught a life-threatening infection when his dog licked him is finally leaving the hospital. It's been more than 3 months since that blood infection forced doctors to amputate his limbs. The man says he woke up one day feeling extremely sick. He was rushed to the hospital, and then doctors told him that he caught an extremely rare case.
I couldn't believe it. I've been around dogs my whole life, and never thought something like this could happen.
I have never seen a bloodstream infection with this particular type of bacteria or the amount of tissue loss that Greg suffered.
This is wild. The patient is now at home doing physical therapy. He will still need more reconstructive surgery.
Just wild.
Ooh, yeah.
A new study finds Chicago is on a slow grow. Wallet Hub ranked the 66th fastest growing large U.S. cities, and Chicago came in near the bottom, the number 55. Austin, Texas took first place. Miami, Florida was second. The study is based on job growth, population growth, and business openings.
We can work on that.
We can. It's the population growth that I think needs a little bit of help with.
Yeah. 6:14, if you've ever had to walk through freezing rain to pay for parking on a Chicago street, you want to hear about this. The city is switching to a new type of meter that could save you some hassle, and it starts today.
First, a live look at the Dan Ryan, which already has some problems this morning. Your travel times are up next. Tracy?
No problems weather-wise this morning. Our temperatures right now, upper 50s and low 60s, but they're going up, way up. We'll talk about it next.
When you put your family's name on everything you make certain everything's just right. It's been that way for 4 generations with the fellows.
Oh wow, you see that? At least he stayed alive. He's alive and he's gonna be okay. The only thing I say is that when I have them licking, you don't get engaged with them. Their saliva and their body fluids is different than yours. They're animals that eat ground. They can eat the ground. They can eat a squirrel. It's like a meal to them. Well, we eat the things they get into, you cannot conform to. And if they don't go outside, they're animals. And their specimen is a little different. Genetics is different than yours. It'll take you out of this world, okay? That animal and human connection can never be. And people need to realize that on the whole, This is Josey Maybles in the morning. We're just going to just chill. Like I said, on the next insert, of course, you guys heard so much. We can actually end that here. And like I said, there's no rain today, but there's rain later. So y'all can't be going to the clubs. You can't do none of that. Get yourselves in. And we'll be back on the next vow. You guys keep us in sound of DJ Twinkle Toes because we play nothing but the hit. You guys have a great day. Remember, keep God on your mind, in your soul, and your spirit. Until next time.